Summary and insights from Stephen King's On Writing, brought to you by InstaRead. Acclaimed novelist Stephen King, who started writing at the age of 13, has published 61 novels and sold over 350 million copies. Some of his novels have been adapted into blockbuster Hollywood films like The Shawshank Redemption. What are the secrets to King's writing success? We distill them for you from his book On Writing. Watch to learn how you could become a best-selling novelist just like Stephen King. Secret number 1. Good story ideas seem to come quite literally from nowhere, sailing at you right out of the empty sky. Your job isn't to find these ideas, but to recognize them when they show up. Number 2. King has been ashamed about what he wrote for many years. Almost every writer of fiction and poetry who has ever published a line has been accused by someone of wasting his or her God-given talent. Whatever you write, someone will try to make you feel bad about it. Number 3. You can approach the act of writing with nervousness, excitement, Symbolism, hopefulness, story, or even doesn't despair. have to be difficult The sense and relentlessly that you brainy, can never completely nor does put it on have the to be page consciously what's in your mind and heart. Come to writing any way but lightly. You must not come lightly to the blank page. If you can take writing seriously, you're set. If you can't or won't, it's time for you to do something else. Number 4. To write to your best abilities, it behooves you to construct your own toolbox and then build up enough muscle so you can carry it with you. Then, instead of looking at a hard job and getting discouraged, you will perhaps seize the correct tool and get immediately to work. Look at each tool or skill as you load it into your box. Try to see each one anew. Remind yourself of its function, and if some are rusty, clean them off. Common tools go on top. Put your vocabulary on the top shelf of your toolbox and don't make any conscious effort to improve it. You'll be doing that as you read, of course. One of the really bad things that you can do to your writing is to dress up the vocabulary, looking for long words because you're a little bit ashamed of your short ones. Be plain and direct. You'll also want grammar on a high shelf of your toolbox. Communication must be organized by rules of grammar upon which we agree. When these rules break down, confusion and misunderstanding result. Bad grammar produces bad sentences. If you don't know grammar, you probably shouldn't write. Number 5. Avoid using the passive voice as much as you can. Give agency to your subjects. Similarly, avoid overusing adverbs. Express them in your prose instead. Try to break up your sentences into clear thoughts instead of letting a sentence ramble on. These aforementioned elements of style should be the other tiers in your toolbox, helping shape your prose. Number 6. In expository prose, paragraphs can and should be neat and utilitarian. The ideal expository paragraph contains a topic sentence followed by others which explain or amplify the first. Number 7. Topic sentence followed by support and description insists that writers organize their thoughts, and it also provides good insurance against wandering away from the topic. Wandering is a very bad habit to get into. Writing is refined thinking. Number 8. Words create sentences. Sentences create paragraphs. Sometimes paragraphs quicken and begin to breathe. The paragraph, not the sentence, is the basic unit of writing. The place where coherence begins and words stand a chance of becoming more than mere words. Number 9. Writers form themselves into the pyramid we see in all areas of human talent and human creativity. At the bottom are the bad ones. Above them is a group which is slightly smaller, but still large and welcoming. These are the competent writers. The next level is much smaller. These are the really good writers. Above them, above almost all of us, are the Shakespeares, the Faulkners, the Yeatses, Shaws, and Eudora Welty's. They are geniuses, divine accidents, gifted in a way which is beyond our ability to understand, let alone attain. While it is impossible to make a competent writer out of a bad writer, and equally impossible to make a great writer out of a good one, it is possible, with lots of hard work, dedication, and timely help, to make a good writer out of a merely competent one. Number 10. If you want to be a writer, you must do two things above all others: read a lot and write a lot. There's no way around these two things, no shortcut. We read in order to measure ourselves against the good and the great, to get a sense of all that can be done. And we read in order to experience different styles. If you want to be a writer, write a lot, every day. If you can't write every day, then write as much as you can. Once you start work on a project, don't stop or slow down unless you absolutely have to. Number 11. Description is what makes the reader a sensory participant in the story. Good description is a learned skill, one of the prime reasons why you cannot succeed unless you read a lot and write a lot. Good description usually consists of a few well-chosen details that will stand for everything else. In most cases, these details will be the first ones that come to mind. You can tell details about your main character via straight narration, but you can convey the same thing and much more vividly by his or her speech. One of the cardinal rules of good fiction is never tell us a thing if you can show us instead. Well-crafted dialogue will indicate if a character is smart or dumb, honest or dishonest, amusing or a bore. Good dialogue is a delight to read. Bad dialogue is deadly. In real life, we each regard ourselves as the main character, the protagonist. If you can bring this attitude into your fiction, you may not find it easier to create brilliant characters, but it will help prevent you from creating one-dimensional characters that populate so much pop fiction. Number 12. Symbolism in your story doesn't have to be difficult and relentlessly brainy, nor does it have to be consciously crafted. If it is there and you notice it, bring it out as well as you can, polishing it until it shines and then cutting it precisely. Symbolism does serve a useful purpose though. It's more than just embellishment. It can serve as a focusing device for both you and your reader, helping to create a more unified and pleasing work. The same things are true of your theme. Writing and literature classes can be annoyingly preoccupied by and pretentious about theme, approaching it as the most sacred of things, but it's really no big deal. You'll know it instinctively after finishing the story. Number 13. When you write a book, you spend day after day scanning and identifying the trees. When you're done, you have to step back and look at the forest. Many wonder about revisions. How much and how many drafts? For King, the answer has always been 2 drafts and a polish. In the first draft, you write as fast as you can and don't look back. You're not editing yet. You're just putting down your story. It should be written with no help or interference from anyone else. After you finish your first draft, you need a period of time to rest. Let your first draft sit for 6 weeks without touching it. Then, read your entire manuscript over. During the second reading, concentrate on story and toolbox concerns, knocking out pronouns with unclear antecedents, adding clarifying phrases where they seem necessary, and of course, deleting all the adverbs you can bear to part with. Number 14. Writing isn't about making money, getting famous, getting dates, getting laid, or making friends. In the end, it's about enriching the lives of those who will read your work and enriching your own life as well. It's about getting up, getting well, and getting over. Getting happy. We hope you enjoyed the summary and insights from Stephen King's On Writing. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Visit instaread.co to get more insights from this and thousands of other books. Use the code YouTube to get a discount on your subscription.